Am I the asshole for not bathing my friend's child when he stayed overnight? I, F35, agreed to watch my friend's, F34, child, M5, overnight when her dad had a medical emergency. She expected that she'd only be there a few hours, but at the hospital, her dad fell into a coma and she asked if it was okay if her son stayed overnight with me. Of course, I said yes. The next evening when she came to pick him up she was livid that he hadn't been bathed, although he was by no means filthy, just a little sweaty, maybe from the upset in his routine. Here's the thing. Her son is autistic and terrified of showers. I did not have a bathtub at the time, and knowing his terror of showers, I'd babysat him before and she had left directions to fill the tub without him in the bathroom because even that triggers him. I opted to clean him with baby wipes and a warm washcloth, which he was cooperative with. She put him in his car seat and then returned to the house to say that I'd messed up his bedtime routine. She couldn't believe I'd send her son home dirty, and she thought I was a better friend than that, and I needed to be more sensitive to the needs of autistic kids. She posted this rant on her social media once she arrived home. Now, I thought our time together had gone well. He cried for about 15 minutes after drop-off. But after, we watched his favorite show, ate a snack, and I put him to bed. In the morning he woke up asking for her, but no tears. Breakfast and lunch were eaten. We played some of his sign language games, cuddled with my cat, then I wiped him as clean as I could. So, am I the asshole? Should I have pressed the shower issue? I admittedly have very limited experience with autism. He's the only person I know who has been diagnosed, and based on her prior instructions I felt I did the best I could in the circumstances. Not the asshole. As someone who works with kids on the spectrum, you recognized the limitations of your environment and avoided him having a full meltdown by forcing him into a shower. It sounds like he was happy, fed, and comfortable with you. That is truly all your friend can ask for. I am sure her anger is just being aimed at you. You did great op. ETA. Thank you all for the awards. Smiling face. Not the asshole. Personally, as a parent, if someone did me a favor and took my kid overnight, then I would be grateful for that in general. You let my kid eat McDonald's and junk food? It's one night, no big deal. Didn't give them a bath? Well, it's not like they are sitting in vomit and piss, so well. Some people just wouldn't know what grateful is even if it bit them on the ass. She posted this rant on her social media once she arrived home. Not the asshole. Holy crabsticks, your friend sucks. What is wrong with these people that they have to share their sad little stories online? Sheesh, it's just so unnecessary and is basically a cowardly way of having a confrontation without having the actual confrontation. You did her a massive favor with zero notice, and this is the thanks you get. You used baby wipes and a warm washcloth. Surely that's fine, isn't it, for an overnight stay? If babysitting for her kid requires a Rosetta Stone, then it's on her to provide the darn stone. She dropped her son on you like a hot potato, then lost her shit because you didn't do things like, Mumsy, does. Mumsy is an arsehole. Not the asshole. Trust me, the kid doesn't care. His routine was already way out of whack, and one missed bath never hurt anyone. I would say cut the mom some slack, because everything she is going through is too much, but ranting on social media is too much, if she named you. Not the asshole, and a 5-year-old missing one bath isn't at all problematic. I think it's weirder that she would expect you to bathe her 5-year-old anyway. I'm assuming he's not in diapers, so how dirty can he really get? Not the asshole. As a rule, there is no seeing any guests naked in my house. I would never bathe someone else's child, and I wouldn't be comfortable with someone else bathing mine. Exception being grandparents who have been actively involved with her life since she was born. What? Not the asshole. The kid sounds sweet. The mother is being an asshole to you. I have washed myself with body wipes. Not the asshole. Interesting that him sleeping at another house wasn't a change in his routine, but not having a shower, which he doesn't usually have, is. Is it possible your friend is super stressed about her dad and taking it out on you, or is she normally irrational? Am I the asshole for refusing to cook for my husband after what he said? I, F30, live with my husband, M35, and 3 children, M8, F5, and M2. I work as a freelance artist from home and my husband works long hours driving. As a result, I do the majority of housework and look after our 3 children. Though when he's off work and home, he takes on his fair share. Our lives mean that we don't have much free time. I enjoy cooking, and as a mum, I make sure to give my children a wide variety in foods to eat. I want them to appreciate different cultures, flavors and different types of cuisine from all around the world, and to grow up kind and respectful of others, So a few days a week, 3 out of 7, my children and I cook together and make a recipe from another country. We all enjoy this and it gives a perfect segue into learning about a foreign country. My husband on the other hand has a more plain palate, and prefers simpler English dishes that he grew up with, such as pies, fish and chips, roast dinners etc. We eat plenty of meals like this too. A week ago, we hired a babysitter and went to a friend's house for dinner. All COVID tested and negative. They cooked a beautiful vegetarian pie, with mashed potatoes and vegetables. My husband turned to them and said, "Oh God, finally. A decent meal for once." Pickle Pie Banana is always cooking these awful smelly dishes. Hurt, I looked at my husband and asked him what he meant, and he said that he only puts up with it because he doesn't have time to cook something decent for himself. The meal was a little awkward after that, but neither of us brought it up again while there, until we came home. I told him that I wouldn't stop cooking foreign food with the kids, and if he didn't like it, he would have to cook something for himself. He once again said that he didn't have time for that, and I should just cook him something he likes at the same time, which I refuse to do, mainly because when he comes home after work he spends all his time, up until bedtime, gaming. This is around 4.5 hours of time after he comes in, and has plenty of time to cook a quick, but decent meal for himself and enjoy his hobby. Once again this week, I cooked with my kids and like I told my husband, I didn't leave him any. He was pissed, but ordered takeout. The second time he went around to his parents' house and his mum cooked for him. The next day, I got a phone call from my mill saying I was an asshole for not cooking for my husband, and that I spent all day doing my hobby, my actual job, and why shouldn't he enjoy his hobby? Which again, he still can and does do. I also still cook for him on the days I'm not cooking anything foreign. Am I the asshole for refusing to cook for him on these days? Not the asshole, but I think you have bigger problems than your husband not liking foreign food. He doesn't respect your time, effort or job and is comfortable insulting you casually at a gathering. Not the asshole. He was an absolute asshole for making that comment in front of company and for his wording. He didn't want smelly food. Well, you did as he asked and didn't leave him a share so he wouldn't be forced to eat it. No matter how little time one has, everyone has 5 minutes to do an omelette. Cut some mozzarella and some tomatoes on the side, sprinkle salt, basil and oil and boom, food. If he doesn't want to do that and has to run to mommy to feed him, then there are way larger issues than his childish palate. Not the asshole. Info. If he's gaming 4.5 hours a night, then how is he doing his fair share of parenting when he's home? He sounds selfish, rude and entitled. Not the asshole. The smelly food comment sounds xenophobic, racist, and saying it to embarrass you in front of others is beyond rude. Not the asshole. Your husband is an adult and more than capable of cooking for himself. If he has time for gaming, then he can find time to cook himself a decent meal. Also, I am so fed up with adult men running to their moms the moment they have any problem with their spouses. Why do they even marry? They should just stay with their mothers forever and be their mama's boy. So a few days a week, 3 out of 7, my children and I cook together and make a recipe from another country. This is such a sweet tradition. Please continue doing this. Your husband embarrassed you in front of others. He is the ta. Tell him he is free to go and eat at his mother's house. Not the asshole. He's more than capable of making his own food if he doesn't like what you've made. That's always been the rule in my house. I make one meal and one meal only. If you don't like it, you can make your own. Not the asshole. What an asshole and an asshole with racist undertones, hooray. Honestly, it sounds like you're doing more than your share around the house as it is if he has 4.5 hours of free time every night. And even if the division of labor was completely fair, you're not obligated to make him special meals because he's so picky. You are prioritizing your kids developing a healthy and diverse palate, which is far more important than your husband getting his favorite bland meals all the time. Info. Does your cooking typically include the 3 ingredients that are in your username? Because if so, your husband does have a point. If not, which I doubt frankly, lol, then not the asshole at all. Would I be the asshole if I don't invite my wife to my birthday party? I know it sounds horrible, but bear with me. I, 32M. Love my wife, 32F. However, she has some insecurities when it comes to my group of friends. She claims it feels like I enjoy myself much more when I'm with them than with her. She also says one of my friends has a crush on me, which makes her uneasy. I promise you I adore my wife and we have talked about this and how none of this is true, and she is currently going to therapy, but it's still hard for her. She has never asked me to stop seeing them or anything like that, but I know it upsets her when I go out with them. I also told my friend that supposedly has a crush on me that my wife wasn't comfortable with our relationship and that we would have to keep some distance. The truth is I really like my group of friends, I always have such a great time with them, and I would hate if our friendship got lost. So it's gonna be my birthday next Thursday and my wife has asked me several times what my plans are and what would make me happy. She gets excited more than I do about my birthday. I finally told my wife that I would be having dinner with her and my folks on Thursday, dinner exclusively with her on Friday, and throw a party with my friends on Saturday while she can stay at home and sleep. She has to work really early on Sunday. I thought this was a fair plan, but she didn't. She got super upset about this because it makes her sad how in 8 years I have never organized a party no matter how much she insisted because I hate my birthday. It's true. But now with this friends I'm excited and organizing a party that won't even include her. I told her I did include her by being with her on Thursday and Friday. And that if she had asked me to come I would have said yes. Then I told her that I rather avoid a problem with her and that I was going to cancel the party. She thought about it and said I was probably right and that she shouldn't be so upset. She said she didn't want to ruin my birthday and that I could go on with the party plans. But now I'm not so sure. Should I cancel this party? She won't be coming to this party because she has to work on that day. Wow, this really blew up. Okay, so I can't answer to all of you, but these are a few points many were asking. 1. I go to therapy too. We both do. 2. I know I said birthday party, but it is more of like a reunion of 6 persons and it wasn't already planned, it was like an idea on the making, and I was sharing it with her when we started the argument. 3. My wife asked me to talk to this girl and to tell her to back off for the sake of our marriage, and I did. But it wasn't something I did to her back. 4. My wife doesn't hate my friends, she just feels uncomfortable with them because she is very introverted and it's hard for her to open up to new people. I tried in the past to bring them closer, but ultimately she told me it was okay and that I could hang with them without having to include her. She also hates parties. 5. I showed the post to my wife. 6. This is what we both concluded. She understands that comparing the place she occupies in my life with the place my friends occupy can be hurtful and that we both have the right to spend time with our friends. She has this idea that nobody in her life likes spending time with her because she is boring, which has caused her issues in past relationships and with her family, and thinks she needs to work that out, which is why she goes to therapy. I don't think anybody in the world believes she is boring, only her. So me planning a union without her feed on that fear she has. I have never thought it that way, but I realize about it now. It was very assholey of me to assume she wouldn't want to come to the party, or reunion, especially because it was a special occasion. I think she is right and I apologized and said Jay was sorry and wouldn't do it again. I actually did end up canceling the reunion and changed it to a brunch with friends, which I think is something my wife would feel more comfortable with. I want to thank you all who called me out and those who showed support. The different opinions helped me to see this issue on different perspectives. I do love my wife. 2 hearts. You are the asshole. For my birthday, I'm going to have a fun party with my friends, but you, my wife, are not invited. Throwing a party with friends but not inviting your wife. I wonder where she gets the insecurities around you having more fun with them than her. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. You hated parties and your birthday for years, but now you have a new friend group including someone who may be romantically interested in you, and suddenly not only is having a party a priority for you, but you are excluding your wife. And you have your wife convinced that she's the problem to the point that she's in therapy. That is some grade A gaslighting right there. You are the asshole. Come on, dude. She had insecurities about you having more fun with your friends, so you deliberately leave her out. How is she supposed to take that? You are the asshole for doing that to your roommate, I mean wife. You are the asshole. I'd literally leave on the spot if a partner I was married to did not invite me to their birthday. You are the asshole who has a birthday party and doesn't invite their wife, husband. You'll be lucky if you have a marriage after that. You are the asshole. You state you don't like your birthday and your wife has some insecurities. In this situation you decide to finally throw a party, something your wife has wanted you to do, and not invite her. If that is not a kick in the teeth, then something is wrong here. 8th, the asshole, for not letting my sister catch my baby during freebirth? F 22 am, a mom of 2 baby boys. One is 2 years and the other is 3 weeks. I strongly believe in freebirth. I'm what you could call a crunchy mom. My first son was born in my home bathtub, no doctor present. Only sister and husband in the room. I caught my own baby, and everything went very smoothly. But my last pregnancy and birth was very rough. Only because of my family though. For context, my sister is infertile. It would be almost impossible for her to get pregnant. And she doesn't like the idea of a surrogate. I told my sister I was pregnant during the second trimester, in front of my entire family. She begged me to not only watch, but catch my baby. I immediately shut her down. But my parents are enraged. Understandably, because birth is something she will never experience. But it would be very traumatizing for me to have another person pull my baby out and hold him first. When I went into labor, I only told my husband. He watched, and the birth went smoothly. But when my family found out I actually didn't let sister catch the baby, they went crazy. Calling me a selfish brat. Every other offensive name under the sun. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole for the issue. You are the asshole for endangering your baby's life by giving birth without a single medical professional involved. Not the asshole for not letting her catch. You are the asshole for the free birth, as you call it. I'm a police, EMS, fire dispatcher for 13 years and I can think of at least 3 babies off the top of my head in my jurisdiction that have died because of a free birth. 2 sets of parents went to jail and 1 set didn't because they were mentally handicapped and didn't know any better. She is crossing the line to insist on it. You are endangering the life of your unborn baby by giving birth with no medical support whatsoever. I'm sorry you had a baby and thought it would be a good idea not to have any doctors there? What the fuck? You are the asshole for continuously telling people having a planned home birth without any medical supervision is safe. My God, get a fucking midwife there at the very least. You are the asshole for the risks you took with your baby's lives just so you could pat yourself on the back. You are the asshole. Not for the sister baby catching thing, just a huge asshole. Please stop referring to yourself as a crunchy mom, nauseated face. You are the asshole for risking your baby's lives.